Back to Too Many Secrets Productions. My name is Glenn, and this is where filmmaking, screenwriting, and other movie things happen. Today, we're going to talk about A Forgetful Man. Someone who forgets his memories on a daily basis, so he constructs a plan so that he can be emotionally attached to these memories as it happens by doing really bad things. This is exploring the idea of memory is our identity. But before I begin giving you the story, the character, the point of view, and all those aspects of screenwriting, let me show you how I got there first. Let's go. If anything, just start writing. Put it down, grab a pen, piece of paper, type it on the typewriter. I do both. I write on my phone. Anytime I have a computer in front of me, I can just jot down ideas, because the most important part about writing your story is writing the story. You don't want to recycle ideas in your head. Just keep on thinking of the same thing, thinking that you've made changes. You haven't. When you have those moments and you have the urge of just thinking about your story, yes, you do have to keep it in you. Yes, it has to get to a boiling point where it just spills over onto the pages. Yes, you have to sit with the idea and let it mature a little bit. But the most important part while you're developing the idea is having words to play with. So put it down on a piece of paper, put it down in front of you so that you can track your progress. And that's really how you can develop more efficiently your characters, your plots, the motivations, whatever it is that you're working on. Now, for the sake of this series, I'll be showing you my progress through the lens. So I'll be picking up my Lumix GH1 each time I have the urge to write or work on the project. Check it out. Good morning. It's like 5 a.m. in the morning. About to go to work, but I think I need to get a page done today. So I gotta sneak something in. I don't know if it's gonna be during work or on my break, but sometime today I have to get at least a couple pages done. The hard part is the Punisher starts today, so gotta binge on that. Alright, peace. Gotta remember that when I get home, I write on the story, so I was trying to decide if I am gonna watch The Punisher all night or write a few pages about A Forgetful Man. I already have an outline and I like it, you know. It's about a dude who tries to kill people so he can remember his past, and that's the only way he remembers things is through really doing bad things, and it triggers something inside him so he can remember things, and that's what he wants to do. Because the part that I'm still working on is either he wants to remember because he lost somebody and he wants to kind of have closure, or why he needs to remember what he needs to remember and killing people for it. So that's the question on the board right now. But basically I came up with that idea where I feel like I should explore what if he's just a forgetful man, and what he's doing, why he's forgetful, it's just because of everyday things, and it has a ripple effect. Problem is, if I do that, it's about the people he affects when he forgets things. Now, compared to what I have already, which is, I just did not write, I didn't even watch Punisher. I forgot what I did. What did I do? I don't know, I just got distracted. Usually what happens when I want to write, so it's the last minute and then the juices just come flowing out. Anyway, I'm about to turn in. Peace. Yeah, trying to find a place where you can concentrate. It doesn't have to be a cafe, it just can be somewhere it's private. Anyway, so I think I've decided that I am gonna play the story as, you know, like a tormented serial killer who forgets his deeds because that's the only way he can do the job properly, and that's his job. And he justifies it somehow. Maybe he's doing a good in the world, or I don't know, but I don't want him to be like a sociopath serial killer. Like a killer with a conscience kind of thing. So yeah, I am now going to write a draft tomorrow, and which is today, just because it's midnight, and yeah. So you've seen my process. How is yours gonna look like? Anytime you have an urge, write it down so you can start developing it. A few aspects of screenwriting that I'd like to touch on. First is the drafts. The first draft is most important because without it, you don't have the foundation on what you need to fix. And that's exactly the whole purpose of the first draft, is you to fix your story, you to find the story. Get inside the voices of your characters, find the right locations, build on that draft. Don't worry about it making it perfect, and I'm sure if you've done your homework, that's the first thing that any writer would tell you, that you need to have a draft that you can work on and be satisfied with it, find the mistakes so you can work on it. The rewrites are very important. Either you focus on an aspect, whether it's the motivations, the characters, the dialogue. Check out John August's blog or listen to the podcast. They touch on all the aspects of screenwriting, and that's super important when you're doing rewrites because it's really focused on one element of screenwriting. Now, rinse and repeat. Write the draft, rewrite the draft. Few things during the draft that you need to consider, and John Sayles' Thinking in Pictures touches on these. The story, the point of view, the character, the structure and pace, context, working with time, and writing for a low budget. All of those things, check it out. But the one that I wanted to touch on is context and writing for a low budget. Now, what he says in the book as context is that when you're writing the scene, you come in late into the scene. You will expect the audience to find out or to work out what's already happening. If you walk into a scene where there's a body on the floor and there's a man and another man, but the other person is covered in blood, you start to figure out what has gone down in that room. Instead of there's three people walking down the hallway, they're entering the room, go into the kitchen, a conversation happens, a knife comes out, we see the body. And, come in late, let the audience figure out the context of the scene so you don't waste a lot of screen time. The next is writing for a low budget. I am going to be doing this as a one-band man, and that is extreme low budget. When you understand your limitations, you write towards that limitation. I don't have actors, I don't have locations, I don't have a crew, I can't have fancy shots. So when you know what you have, write to your strength to capture those things. And that'll affect your writing. So choose the words so that your production goes smoothly. And as you go along, you're gonna find ways to be more creative and of course, make it better. And just like the rewrites, throughout the shoot, you'll find ways to kind of add a few things, take out a few things here and there. Now, the zone is the most satisfying place to be when you're writing. Everyone will tell you that writing is difficult. It is a process. But the most satisfying part, well, I call the zone, where you seriously disappear from the world that you're in and you go into the story. As you type away, all the images that you see, your imagination just takes over you. It's the clarity and the time just stops, and all these things kind of converging into one place where there's just this peaceful, kind of blissful thing that happens, and you're just pouring out creativity. And that's probably like 5 minutes out of the 80 hours you put in to make the story work. On the next episode, we're going to talk about pre-production. That's where it really gets interesting. We're going to talk about shooting schedules. We're talking about location scouting. We're going to be talking about budgets, breakdown, and the shot list. Those are the things that you need to have precision on so that you have a smooth shoot. Now, the hardest part about being a one-man man and the advantages of a one-man man is that the collaboration is limited to one person. So, I'll try my best to get it out to you in a week. I'll have some material that we're gonna go over, and let's get shooting. Thank you for watching. Once again, if you like what you're watching, please hit that subscribe button below. If you have a comment, please let me know what you'd like to see. How do you write down your ideas? Do you use a pen, paper? Do you own a typewriter? Do you have a pocketbook? Do you jump on your desktop? Do you have your laptop with you everywhere you go? I'd like to know what your process is like and what you'd like to see in the process, and maybe we can talk about it some more. Just leave it in the comments. And until the next one, peace. Staccato, 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 staccato. I don't know. I lose my voice. I don't have the power of my lungs. I don't have the power of my lungs. Help me get through this. It's early in the morning. Boom, boom, carrying a baby.